When I was young, I excelled at school. I used to learn things quickly, especially in terms of math and science. My teachers, parents, and peers told me I was really smart. Gradually, something started to happen though. As I got used to getting this praise, defending my position as a smart kid became much more important than actually learning. Every test was a threat to my ego, and trying new difficult things just became a risk of looking stupid. When I eventually got the chance to read more advanced math at a higher pace in high school, I turned it down. I had adopted what the author refers to as a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset stems from the core belief that your intelligence and abilities are for the most part set in stone. This core belief, which is very easy to adopt both in the face of praise and criticism at a young age, leads to many devastating consequences. Like what happened to me, new difficult opportunities become a risk to the ego that needs to be avoided at all costs. It also becomes meaningless to put in extra effort, since your skill level is fixed anyways. The author did a study to illustrate this concretely. A group of 5th graders were given the opportunity to do puzzles at an increasing rate of difficulty. The kids who had a fixed mindset, according to a questionnaire they filled out prior, mostly wanted to redo the same puzzle after completing it, instead of a new harder one. This is not a productive way to go about life, and it is very important that we break out of this pattern. Good news, there is another mindset you can adopt, something the author calls a growth mindset. It runs on the opposite set of beliefs, that with hard practice, adopting different strategies, and taking help from others, you can cultivate your mind and skills to a great extent. This leads to seeing new challenges as an opportunity to improve rather than something to run from. The kids who had this mindset thrived when the puzzles became difficult. One kid smacked his lips and said, "I love a challenge." I can't stress how important it is to cultivate this growth mindset over the fixed one. It will very likely be the sole determinant of whether you succeed at what you were meant to do on this planet or not. Here's a picture that explains the two mindsets in a nutshell. You can see how it flows from embracing challenges and obstacles as opportunities, to valuing effort, welcoming constructive criticism, and drawing inspiration from those who are currently ahead of you. Let's take a greater look at the growth mindset in action and how you can adopt it in your own life. An awesome example of the growth mindset is the story of the Polgar sisters. Their parents were definitely team nurture. They had decided to team up and create some chess prodigies. First, they had to mate, and then teach the offspring how to play chess. Easy peasy. What made this experiment extra fun was that they got 3 daughters, in a time where chess was viewed as a man's game. But through rigorous training with a growth mindset attitude, all 3 of them became incredible chess players. The youngest one, Judith Polgar, became the by far best female player in the world and a serious threat to all the boys. She was known for her insane aggression, playing wild gambits to create brutal attacks. Or how about this for a growth mindset attitude? An actor named Christopher Reeve got thrown off a horse and broke his neck. He became paralyzed from his neck and below. The doctors told him he was to come to terms with the situation, but he had other plans. He demanded an exercising program that involved moving all his body parts with electric stimulation. After 5 years, he started to regain movement in his hands, then arms, then legs, etc. He never recovered fully, but he did truly stretch his abilities in a growth mindset fashion. And he kind of changed the way science thinks about the nervous system and recovery. Other examples are Charles Darwin, who lived in the shadow of his talented brother all his life, being the failure of the family. The evolution of his skills were slow, but they eventually led to evolution. Or Michael Jordan, who didn't even get recruited to the college he wanted to play for. In the face of failure, his mother told him to go and discipline yourself. And so he did. Does the growth mindset mean that anyone can become the best in the world at anything? No, not at all. But it does mean that your peak capacity is unknowable. You can only discover it through years of intense practice. This is why you will be guaranteed not to see your peak without the growth mindset. To adopt the growth mindset for yourself, knowing about its existence and being convinced of its ultimate power is essentially all you need. I hope you are now fully convinced that when you are faced with your next failure or obstacle, seeing it as a chance to improve is the only productive attitude. A smart thing to do is to keep track of when your fixed mindset shows up. Observe it and remember it is just a defense mechanism to protect your ego. Tell your fixed mindset, "Hey, thank you for your concern, but this is not how we do things anymore." Then toss it out the window and tackle your challenge head on. This is how Jordan did it, this is how Darwin did it, and this is how you do it from now on. That was it for my summary of Mindset by Carol Dweck. If you liked this video, make sure to also watch my summary of Right Thing Right Now, and I will see you next time.